Sheesh. Welcome, 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 everybody, to the official and first project analysis stream. How are we doing? Okay. So, why is there a new player in the crypto scene? Who are these people? What are we doing? We are the latest crypto-based or crypto-focused trading journal on the market, currently in beta testing mode. We have been developing a trading journal for the past 2 years now. Let's just hop into maybe some TA here. Quite interesting, to be honest, what's happening right now. I mean, it's kind of a make it or break it zone, right? If you look at the different time frames, like higher time frames, you're still somehow in this bear flag. You've had this uptrend for, what is it now, 5 months, like always the higher highs. Now it's gonna be interesting if that it's going to be the next higher high, a higher low, or if it's going to lose that trend line and just maybe do some sort of bearish retest and drop lower. If you look at the past, I mean, Bitcoin has been doing that over and over, having a bear flag, parallel channel, and then dropping. I mean, this was also a thing in like the previous bear market, 2021, 2022. You see that it just did that over and over again. It consolidated to the upside and then dropped, did it again, and then did it again, even with a very clean bearish retest. So now it's going to be interesting if that is going to be maybe a swing fail of those lows, or if it's just a golden pocket retracement, or if it turns that into resistance. We'll see. I mean, if you look at the lower time frames, like 4 hour, 6 hour, definitely see a bunch of bearish vector candles. Loads of volume is being pumped in. But the momentum is actually kind of exhausted right now. And before the stream, I was looking at the NASDAQ. I mean, usually me and my co-founder, we basically only trade crypto, only Bitcoin. So we combined now have maybe close to a decade in experience in the Bitcoin market. We've never traded anything else really, and however, I'm interested. I'm always interested in other markets, what they are doing, and for example, S&P or even the Nasdaq. And I was looking at this chart before, and I'm not gonna pretend that I understand how the Nasdaq is moving, but it was pretty interesting. I mean, this was just a very easy setup in my opinion. You've definitely had a very nice tiny wave with very good money flow and some support zone here. So that's definitely interesting. And yeah, up until now it kind of works out. We will see. Maybe we get the TP. the plan is that for the next 2 weeks, you guys will get daily streams, daily YouTube highlights, and that's pretty much it. We're just going to test things out, how the streams are working out, if everything works, if you guys are fine with how we're streaming, what we have planned, all of that. And after the 2 weeks, we are slowly shifting our focus more towards different events and different types of videos. So we're still gonna have daily streams. However, one key aspect are going to be the other 2 videos. So we're gonna have a Tuesday video and we're gonna have a Thursday video. So that means on Tuesday we're gonna have a series that will be very interesting, so just get hyped for that one. I think this is definitely one of the most interesting things, and if it works out as planned, you guys are going to have one hell of a series to watch. And on Thursday we're gonna have some sort of educational videos. So that's definitely interesting as well. Yo, we have our first chatter, JMC. How are you doing, man? What's the price going to do, long or short? Oh man, yeah. I mean, we're not gonna copy trade here, but you might have a shot for a little longy long. We looked at the price before, we looked at some data. I mean, you might have a little shot for a longity long. You have, we talked about it before. You have a very good confluence with all the levels. I mean, as I said, I'm more of a level to level guy, but you have the golden pocket retracement combined with the volume and the trend line of the bear flag from the previous like 5 months. Ooh. Oh, interesting. What? I mean, as I said before, if the long here doesn't work out, you might have a very good chance, and I agree, you might have a very good chance for some sort of bearish retest. That's what I was eyeing like for the past week. Because you always had those, yeah, more or less bad highs, and they have always been left behind. That's why, yeah, yesterday you had a very good shot for a short from the range highs up here, and yeah, we took that short with a stop right above the highs, a little bit above the highs, all the way down to here, and that's when all the vectors appeared and most of the shorts opened on Bybit. I closed my short today with a good profit. Let's go. What was your entry? 74.5. Yeah. Was your flow was your exit 71.5 or was your entry 71.5? But your entry was 71.5. Okay, that's interesting. But I mean, if it worked out, it worked out, right? I mean, honestly, I think it's clear that the environment is definitely bearish, and the only real time frame that is actually giving some sort of bullish bias is the daily. But all the other time frames are just looking rather bearish. Came out of a meeting and jumped right into the chart, so that's why the bad entry price. Okay. I mean, you definitely had a very... throughout the whole weekend you could have shorted. I mean, I didn't because there was very low volume, and since there was a very volatile move on Friday, it was pretty obvious that it's going to just range throughout the weekend. But you saw that there were some limits above the price, and especially on weekends, I mean, those are 300 Bitcoin limits. To push through them, it's pretty hard. So you could have just shorted throughout the whole weekend and just held it. I mean, I don't have a perfect exit, but the position, it wasn't a home run position, honestly, because the home run position should have been from up here or up here. That's why I'm rather looking for some scalps right now, same as the long. Maybe this is going to be some sort of long, but as I said, the only time frame that is actually looking a little bit bullish is the daily. All the other time frames are not looking too good. Yeah, James. That's what I'm thinking. Like every single time frame from the 1 hour to the 12 hour has very exhausted momentum, and I don't believe that it's just going to crash through. You have so many vectors above, and I think it's kind of funny that they saved those weekend highs, because now it's Monday. I mean, we're not going to predict price here. It's just like some sort of anticipation, in my opinion. But they saved the weekend highs and just dumped it lower because, I mean, they couldn't really get above that. So in my opinion, there are two scenarios. Either this is the long and it just goes, even though market cipher doesn't really look like it. But I mean, you can definitely see that Binance isn't really shorting anymore, and there's a bunch of shorts open still from before. Also the longs, but you also know that sometimes on the move up, the Bybit longs just close out way too early. This was the same last weekend. I mean, those were definitely not as much, but there were also many longs, and they just closed out way too soon. And that's what I'm thinking. It's kind of funny that they saved the weekend highs. So if you get a swing fail here, you maybe have a very good shot of just holding that short much lower. I mean, now the bear flag is definitely in play. And if you go like very, very crypto like, just take this and take it here, and then it's like 50-ish, and that's been the target the whole time. The target for me is definitely this blue box here, because on those higher time frames it's all about volume and support and resistance, and the next big volume spike is at 48, and that's also, funny enough, the wick from last summer, or from August 24, where the very fast wick just went to pixel 48 or 49, something like this. So yeah, in my opinion, this is definitely in play. The only question is if you're going to go for the home run short, or if you're trying to just tiny trade it all the way down. But I'd prefer a home run, honestly, because it's much less of a pain to manage. It's just, a little bit easier in my opinion. Where is it? Doesn't want to go to my TP. But honestly, I feel like trading NASDAQ is, I mean, as of right now, pretty easy. You just have a basic bull market and it prints an all-time high after all-time high. In my opinion, right now it's much easier than trading Bitcoin. What's my opinion on Hyperliquid? Well, I actually haven't traded on Hyperliquid yet, and I guess the fees are just crazy, no? Ah, you mean the hype coin? You mean the coin from Hyperliquid? Well, I mean it's just, yeah. As of right now, it's just insanely hyped. And if you look at the chart, wait, I've looked at it actually last week. I'm not a big fan of hopping onto coins that are in the hype or that are just mentioned so much online. But yeah, I mean it's more or less same like the Nasdaq. It's just bullish. I mean, you can trade it. You have insane money flow. You have like, this is the thing. Look at the easy setups you have. You have this wave, this money flow, this VWAP, this RSI. You can long this zone. Just can definitely long this zone. I mean, look at that right now. Wave, VWAP, RSI could come down a little bit and money flow. Longing that, definitely possible. I'm not. I wouldn't recommend to long it if you don't know what you're doing and if you haven't been looking at it recently. But from the little glimpse that I took at it, it looks good. You even have and that's like also what I like to do. You even have this support and resistance flip here. So your long basically would look. I mean, you have a shit entry now. Either like this, but then what's your TP? If you look at higher time frames, don't really have a TP, so you're just having price discovery here currently. Or if you wanna have a better risk reward, you put your stop loss here with a higher chance of getting stopped out. Okay, so now if I look at this, I mean, let's just mark this zone. There's also some sort of order block down here, and look what it's going to do, if it's going up there or not. But look at that. You have golden pocket, you have value area low, you have support and resistance, and you have volume. So another strong level right here. What are your next support levels? You mean to the downside? Let me look. Oh, this is scuffed. Wait. So if you look to the daily, I mean, the first one is currently met. It's the golden pocket and the trend line. So this is one very strong level, this box right here. And after that, I don't really see any kind of support. I mean, you have this point of control that hasn't been tapped, but once you lose this much, I'm not sure if I would be interested into longing that. I mean, you never know. If it looks good, then you can definitely try, but for me, this is the make it or break it zone. Either it's going to just go a little bit up and then further drop, or it's going to bleed up slowly like it did. Look, this was similar to the bear market here. Where was it? Yeah, something like this, like some slow bleed up during some days, one final push, and then it drops so that everything can reset. So for me, it's this level, golden pocket, like 70k-ish. And after that, it's those lows, which is like 63. This was the volume point of control from last year's range, or 2 years ago. And after that, it's just, yeah, the targets from the bear flag. And those are support and resistance flips combined with volume. So that's 48 and 39. And this is where I believe heavy spot buying could be actually interesting. I mean, this is like very simple stuff, but if you look at that, this would be like the 60-70% drop, which you have usually during those bear markets. I mean, on Binance there was only this one, which was 77%. If you look at Coinbase, you can see that there it dropped 84% during the bear market. Here it dropped 78%, and as of right now we have only dropped 51. So I'd rather look for 60%, maybe 65. So on the very high time frame, those are the most interesting levels for me. Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna continue tomorrow. I'm not gonna stream. It's probably going to be my co-founder. Until then, have a good day, have a great night, be safe, and peace.